Hello and welcome back. We last time built out a design for electric furnaces, except we forgot to put any copper smelting in, which was ridiculously stupid. So what we need to do now is redesign this to have 12 copper smelters on each side. The silver lining is we also need to redesign it to have half the number of iron smelters. So I think the first thing we can do is repurpose some of these up here to copper. And then we need to find room for 6 more copper smelters somewhere else within the build, and then replace whatever it is we have in there. Right, so I think the first thing is I'm going to replace these 4 and then this and this with copper. So then that's 6 copper near the middle of the build, which can service the coil machines for the green circuits. And that leaves us with the rest of the iron smelting on the top row, which can also go to the green circuit build. So let's have a go at doing that. So this will be the first one. And I think probably the easiest way to do this is to actually remove them and then put down copper builds from the blueprint library. So that's what we will do. Yeah, I felt properly stupid when I realized I built it without that. The problem I'm finding though is that a lot of these, so the blueprints don't show their icon on the blueprint when you're placing it down. So because the build is near enough identical for copper and for iron, okay, so I need to shift click this because there's a power cord that doesn't go otherwise. Right, let's just see if, no, that's a steel one. Okay, so the next one up, let's check and see if this is copper. No, that's stone. Okay, let's see, is this one copper? See, this is what I mean. You can't tell what the things are. Okay, we're now on copper. Okay, so we can take out this steel build and this stone build. There we go. All right, so let's put all the copper builds back. Okay, so we still need another, how many? We need another 6 copper smelters. Right, so I think the thing to do is to put them somewhere near this coil machine. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, the other coil machine is here. So if we do 3 by this, 3 near this one and 3 near the other one. So this one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, great. So that's the copper. So now we need to put in 6 more stone furnaces. And I think the best way to do this is to add basically another row of machines and put them in that way. That means, I think, taking off, well, so let's find the stone furnaces. I'm assuming that's the stone build. Let's put it down and check. Okay, so logistics doesn't go out that far. There we are. Now it does. Yeah, that's the stone one. All right, so then I would like to put a stone furnace here. So I'm going to move this whole thing out the way. let's just take that out, and I'll fix these beacons up in a minute. Okay, so then this can go in there. Right, tidy these beacons up now. Then we can put the plastic machine back on the end. There we are. I don't think we need that, but we do need that. Okay, so that machine there. Okay, and then the final one, let's put that below. There we are. So that's 3 extra stone machines on that side of the build. Let's add 3 extra ones this side. So 1, 2, and then we will have to move the plastic out again. So I'll just grab, whoops, I will grab that much of the build. And take that out. Okay, then we can put the stone furnace back there. And the plastic build back there. That there. Then we can extend the Roboport coverage out to there. Okay, so now let's find out how to stagger the drone ports and substations. So I think if we have 3, then a substation. I think that's okay. Yep. Right, so then we can do the same this side. We could have 1, 2, 3 substation. Okay. Then this all looks fine in the middle. We'll leave that. Then these don't quite line up anymore. There we go. Because they need to be 1 tile up so that they join into the electricity network above. There we go. Okay, so that's the new and improved half build. So let's take a blueprint of this, complete with Roboports. There we are. So we would want to put this back down. Goodness knows where it goes. Okay, so I don't think the furnace machine has moved. It's just things around the outside. So we can largely delete this. That's it. And if we delete off most of this, but leave the central furnace and red circuit machine. Right, and then take off everything back here. And do we have any other bits and pieces hiding? I don't think so. All right, let's put this down here, like that. Okay. And the power supply got picked up at the same time, so put that down. All right. So all of this will need to buffer up now. Right, all of the drones are out working, presumably because they got upset with having the build moved around. And it is a very wide build because we've got to fit in all these trains. I've been trying to think of ways we can adjust this so that basically we're not using wide tracks. But that requires us to double up using the same track for more than one train, and I'm not sure how that would work in real life. Right, so this is now everything roosting. Everything intermediate is running. The furnaces themselves are not being made because this requires us to import steel. So let's put down a few chests providing steel. And this isn't, I don't know quite how this is going to be brought in yet, either by train or possibly by logistics, steel. There we are. Brilliant. Yeah, so I'm not sure how we're going to bring in the steel yet. So we'll make the steel builds. This will be fed by 2 steel builds. Because it's 2 builds, it's very tempting to place a steel build above and below. Or left and right. And then just pass the steel over the boundary. But yeah, I'm not sure how that will work in reality. So this is a 6 electric furnace building build. So for that, we need 108 steel smelters and 90 iron smelters supplying those, which is big, right? So 2 half builds, that's 45 iron smelters to 54 steel smelters. Okay, what's going on here? So I'm going to max rate this, and we will find out if the build is built roughly to ratio, and probably discover that it is not. But we'll try it. Okay, how are we doing? So we're slightly under for copper. Well, we're under for copper, but we're not running the copper coil machines at full speed. This says we're slightly under for red circuits. Oh, massively under for red circuits. 14. Sorry, no, 0.1 of a machine under. That may be okay. We may get away with that. We should be producing 630 furnaces a minute. So we'll have a look in a minute on the production and see. I've got a feeling we won't. So the red circuits are not keeping up because they do not have the plastic. But this says we have sufficient plastic. So there's a problem with the plastic production, I think. Okay, let's have a look. So this is our plastic. This is backed up because this is not requesting. Then we need output. We maybe are needing 2 inserters to empty it. So let's go back to stack filter inserters. No, we can empty it with 0.7 of an inserter, so that's not the end of the world. So we do now have that running and that running. So this one, again, will need the fix. Okay, and that box is capped, which is good. And then this one's running. Okay, so let's see if this has, yeah, it's definitely got fewer red lights now. Right, production. So 600 and something furnaces are being made, which is within the ballpark of what we should be aiming for. Let's give it a minute to burn in. And I'm going to max rate this so that we have ideally what should be produced. There we are. All right. And then to production as well. Okay, so we are producing 600 and something furnaces. And we should be producing 600 and something. So we are producing those 630, 630. So our build is working. We are producing things as they are needed. We are consuming we're producing 3k of reds and consuming 3.1. Let's hope that balances out. We should be producing 3.1, we should be consuming 3.1. There's a very slight shortfall, so we will see if after a while that's important. The other major input is brick, 6k, 6k, 6.3k. So are we okay, so we're very short, slightly short on brick. So I think we need to wait for the brick buffers to empty and see if we're actually short. Yeah, we may be short a brick smelter. We are consuming 6.6k of copper. We are producing 6.6. So, sorry, we are consuming 6.4k copper. We're outputting 6.6. This is a lie because this is a lot of copper that's going into the coils for the green circuits and not being used. So we may be able to swap one of the copper smelters for a brick smelter if this starts to fall below. Okay, this is starting to look on a downward trend. Let's let the graph start to slide and then we'll figure out what we need more of. Okay, so the red circuits are now down to 2k. Should be producing 3. So let's find out, let's go to a red circuit machine. Okay, it's short on copper coil. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, so these copper coil machines are putting them all into the green circuits, but they are backing up. These are... This is producing as much coil as it can, can't get rid of it, and we don't have enough bots. Okay, so this is the first really bot-hungry build we've done. Up until now, all the builds have been fairly relaxed on bots, but yeah, we're using a lot of them in this build. Okay. So we'll have to leave this a moment to settle down. We're up to 3k again for red circuit production, and we're up to 630 again for the smelters. It still seems to think that we are one red circuit machine short, well, 1/10 of a red circuit machine short, and nearly one brick smelter short. The thing is, the smelters have quite a large internal buffer, so they... let's have a look at this. Yeah. So we are producing 6k brick, and we are supposed to be producing 6k. We are supposed to be consuming 6.3k. So we are an entire brick smelter short. So I think that I'm going to risk it and replace one copper smelter with a brick smelter. Let's find a good one. And it's only once, so it's only on one side of the build. But that should be just enough to balance things out. Okay. I'm trying to find one that is relatively close to the front. Okay, let's do this one. So this is going to go away and become a brick smelter. All right. we will see how this works out. We have recharge things going on here. We have bots waiting to recharge, which is not good. So okay. So we've now got a production rate of 6.3, which matches the inputs of 6.3. Right, and this is pretty stable. Cool. So I think for now, I'm going to declare this build built. So for each of our 1/3 potion builds, we need 2 of these builds. And I think this is enough to fill up a single train. So perhaps what I will do is set these up with sort of shuttle trains, which just shuttle a single carriage worth of material into the potion build, dump it, and then come back. Yeah, this is pretty stable, isn't it? Well, we'll let this run in the background for a while. So yeah, one option, let's kill this off. One option, it would be to have a track here, which just comes into this build from, for example, this side, drops off some bricks to 1 or perhaps 2 carriages worth of bricks this side, and then goes back out. Then you'd have another train coming in from the other side to drop off 1 or 2 bricks worth, and then goes out again. I think that's what I might do. So I'll put one of these builds either side of this, and they will just take in materials to half this. We might do the same for the engine build. Although, no, the engine one isn't so bad, is it? The engine one, I can get rid of this flashing mess. There, all gone. So the engine build, this is the right size for this. So we can take in a train full length, dump out 2 carriages or perhaps 4, yeah, 2 carriages worth of product, then come out again. So this will be feeding with 2 of these builds to one of the potion builds, feeding in trains from opposite sides. And then each of these needs a steel build. So that is the next thing to design. However, because it's the next thing to design and we're up to 20 odd minutes, I'm going to stop here. Next time we will build the steel build, the whatever ratio it is. So 1/4 of 1/3, so 1/12 steel build. Until then, thanks very much for watching. It's what on earth? Why are you up to 600 a minute? Is that right? Well, anyway, we will finagle this. This looks really too high. I don't know if I've got the build. Yeah, it should be producing 6. It's producing 4. Okay, we'll have to figure out why that is. That's clearly not right. And it's now dropping off. So I'm going to have a look at this build and figure out why it is a bit shonky. Then we will get on with the steel build. But till then, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.